Should we try some dirty?
Yeah, let's get some dirt.
Well, actually, when we started with that.
Yeah, so now we'll go this, we'll go backwards. Bridge neck action.
Very solid. I'm quite impressed. I'm impressed for price point.
Yeah.
For value and price point.
If this was a $500 Epiphone, you'd be like, yeah, it's a good guitar. Realistic, right? Like,
true.
Like, oh,
that's what I would expect a $500 Epiphone to sound like.
And they don't always.
At least.
That's the thing.
They don't. And I have some Epi love. I mean, that's no knock against
we both own Epis.
Yeah, a lot of it I think has to do with the shop you're going in, and some of them are just like not in good condition on the wall, and that's
they need love.
That's not the guitar's fault.
They need love out of the box. The thing is, this guitar, this is how it came out. These are the strings that it came out of the box with the Dario XLs and whatever. And that's the other thing. Like for lazy people like me, I can get it, play it.
Yeah.
All right,
we're gonna try some drive on this.
Yep.
I'm not getting a signal.
Oh, you're back on the.
Oh, I see. There we go. Let's see, what shall we do? Riddled with mistakes, but you get the point. That's sweet right there. Now, there's where you're noticing, I think, pickup difference. These are pretty sweet.
She's got more. I feel like there's more balls there and a little more like clarity and bite. Like
But that's what you would expect because. Component-wise, I'm sure there's better electronics, better.
Yep.
I mean, but in terms of
honestly, the pots that are in this are the size of like a chickpea.
Yeah, but
they are.
In terms of feel.
Yep.
There's not a 10 times drop off.
Yep.
This is like I was talking before about people who've been playing a long time and nuance and stuff like that. These are definitely, I think, better pickups, but not like landslide type.
Let's go middle.
this is kind of it's like the dude that has a giant set of brass balls, but until you fuck with them, you don't know about it, and then you put a little bit of hair behind it there, and you're like, oh, wow, there it is, you know? But, and this is, the flip side is, you could spend $250, get the pickups and a wiring harness, and play the game again, and you'd be like, oh, it sounds kind of the same.
Yeah, you could, these are 57s, you said?
Yeah.
What if you just drop these in there?
And then throw a 50 style wiring harness, so out of the box $250, and you now are $400 into a guitar, on the way to $1,500. And it can hold its own.
Or at least make that one your
abuser
so much.
Right, well, that's the thing.
Not worry so much.
Most of my high-end guitars, and I say this before, and it makes people cry, so many of them sit in a case 95% of the time because they're going to get... My family room is probably as dangerous as the average bar. From going to get killed and shit bounced off of it and whatever else. So this is why
as we know, guitars are meant to... You got to have the mentality. They're meant to be played. They should come out of the case and be unearthed and passed around, and just when you're talking about that kind of dough, it gets dicey. You know?
Well, I told Tim earlier, and we can wrap this up before this battery dies. I pulled my hot rod telly out of its case today, and as I was pulling the case slammed shut, and it put a little nick in the front, half the size of a pencil eraser, and I'm like, expletive, mother expletive. Shit.
You become like Nigel from...
And you're just like, really? Yeah, Nigel's tough now.
Well, can I look at... No, don't even
breathe.
Can I breathe near? No.
You know, and yeah, I'll get over it, but still, there's now a little chip in the front that wasn't there, then I'm like, ugh, son of a bitch. And that, in a nutshell, is part of why I mess around with the cheaper stuff, because I get that little nick in this, and I'm like, ha! Now it's a 140 guitar with a nick in it that I still love playing. And I find that I also get kind of like the little man syndrome on the guitars, where I'm like, I'm proud of this little fucker because it's only $140.
Yeah.
You know, like there's a certain degree of pride of what you can get done. I don't know. It's
Well, there's the joke that people who make a lot of money brag about how much they paid for something, and it's the exact opposite for
the people who don't.
Hey, I got this at a yard sale for $10. You know.
Squire's got $100. Yeah. Texting all my buddies, psyched about it. Anyway, so before the battery dies on this...
This is not to disparage Gibson, though.
No. They're just expensive.
Yeah, I know. It's just tough. Maybe they should just meet in the middle somewhere. I don't know. It just seems like some of these prices... And Fender's guilty of the same. They know they've got the name. They know everyone wants it. And they just set the bar so high. It's, and even some of their lower-end stuff is still pretty... pricey.
And they cut the corners. I mean, my Melody Maker, the edge of the fretboard could have been cut with a bandsaw and just handed to you. Like, there's no sanding, there's no whatever, there's no dressing.
Martin does a lot of that too. It's like, you're still doling out $500 to $800 for something that's supposed to be,
That's
low
the
end.
real competitor for this, right? Is a $400 used Melody Maker. Because the person that's getting this might be able to stretch up to a $400 used Melody Maker, but then we do that comparison. In many ways, this is a much better guitar from how it's going to feel to play, the setup out of the box, all that kind of stuff, the amount of work that it needs, than that guitar. You can still make that awesome. I have one.
There's a lot of allure to vintage, too.
Well, there's vintage
which I don't own. But...
And just a Gibson, right?
Yeah.
What'd you buy this weekend? A Gibson? Oh, sweet, dude.
Yeah.
What'd you buy? A Harley Benton? Motors?
Yeah. What is that? What do they sell?
So, anyway, we're rambling, but that's what we do.
Yeah, we're just trying to, remind people to stay open-minded and, keep your options open and maybe some money in your wallet.
Exactly. As always, I've been Nick in the States.
Tim in the States.
And
both have issues.
Take care, everybody.